Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, Sasha for God. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel so that you're notified when I go live or I upload a new video. And please like this video. Today I was going to come on and discuss Zoka and some of my feelings on what's going on with her. And then all different kinds of other stuff started happening today. We've seen that he had went and got himself arrested. I don't know if he was really arrested or, if he was just being held. Hey, Space, how are you? Hi, MM. Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like I said, I was going to talk about Zoka today, but hi. Yeah, I know. I know. Chi, that's what I was wanting to find out because I know she hasn't been online lately, or at least I haven't seen her on there. And that, like Nature Boy said, because I'm getting ready to upload a video because he's out of jail now. And which, like I said, I don't know if he was really even ever arrested, but he did sit there for a little bit, and it's crazy. What the heck is she doing in Puerto Rico? If she's really afraid of him and she really doesn't want to be around him, why would she go back to Puerto Rico? That's crazy. And I want to know, do you guys think that, how did Nature Boy find out where she was at? Like where the address was? Do you think that Velvet told him that, or she set him up, or do you think that maybe she really did want to see him and maybe she told him where she was at, and then when he got there they had some words, so she called the police on him, or somebody else called the police on him? Or because this is crazy. To this right now, I still don't even know what's going on, the full story with that. But yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, I was wanting to come on and talk about Zoka, but here we see what's going on. Let's see. Okay, he was being held while Velvet got a restraining order. Velvet seems to be with the Lions of Judah, another cult. Yeah. But why would she just voluntarily go there? Something's weird about that whole thing. I mean, why would she want to be with that cult instead of just going back to Nature Boy? There's a video on that too. A member of the Lion of Judah told Nature Boy where they are. Ooh, okay. I didn't know that. So it wasn't really necessarily Velvet that told him that then. Chi says, Velvet's is in Puerto Rico. I was at work. Like, what is going on now? I'm now believing that Velvet is following him and wants to be with him. I heard that she is pregnant again. Yeah, in sincerity, I thought I seen where she said that she looks pregnant. She says it's weird. Ateria is back. Meanwhile, Velvet has been in Puerto Rico for past 5 days or more. Something seems shady, possibly someone in carbonation helping Velvet. Natiri and Velvet were talking like a lot. And like they were friends or trying to be friends. And then it seems like now they're both back in Puerto Rico. Chi says one of the guys that she was with told Nature Boy where she was staying at, and he went to the place to see his daughter. Velvet was with a guy and left him for another guy in Puerto Rico. Oh, wow. So Velvet went there to be with the man, and then she found another man and is now with him. Wow. That's crazy. Space says, I think they set him up completely to get a paper trail started. I think so. It just seems like that, you know? I mean, why would that guy tell Nature Boy where she's at? She got her restraining order. She'll probably serve him divorce papers. Yeah. But why is she in Puerto Rico? That's what I don't get. Can her family not stop her and try to talk her out of going back around him, or even into another cult? MS Wise to you says it doesn't matter who she's with. He has no right to come without being invited. Right. You're right there. You are absolutely right. But was he invited? Did that guy who told Nature, did he tell him, yeah, you can come on over, or without Velvet knowing? Or, was all this done behind her back? It's crazy. It is all so crazy. Let's see. I'm waiting on the video to upload, the one where he just got out. So I don't know if you guys already seen that one or not. Chi says the place where she is staying is dirty and not fit to stay in. It's not clean at all. If she was there to serve him child support papers, I would understand. But something seems fishy about Velvet in Puerto Rico. Yeah, it all seems fishy because she's not been online. Unless she just plotted this whole thing and is like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I get him served, and I'm just gonna lay low and do what I need to do to make sure I get him served. So I wonder if that's what she did. He wasn't part of that camp or whatever he said. He felt Nature Boy had a right to see his daughter, so he gave him the address. That's weird, though. I think if somebody doesn't give specific permission for that, though, they kind of need to just stay out of it. You would think that he would have stayed out of it. Space says she hasn't filed for child support. So is she wanting child support or just the divorce, or both? She's probably wanting both. Otherwise he would be in arrears. He doesn't pay taxes. But don't you have to give all your information when even with getting monetized on Bigo? Don't you have to give your information for taxes, especially if he's living in Puerto Rico? Because that's still like the United States. Miss Wise to you, I have no dog in this fight, but I think Velvet is a lot more calculating than people think. Oh, she is. She's very smart. She's very smart. But I just don't see why she had to go. How does she get there anyway? Does she use the money that she makes off Bigo to pay for the ticket, or There's a lot more to the story. Does not make sense. He possibly invited as soon as Velvet seen Nature Boy come with his wives. Maybe that's when Velvet got upset. That's weird. A lot of holes in the story. From what the little bits and pieces I was hearing in the background. And Velvet could have told that guy to, hey, can you please tell people that you're the one that invited him over, when maybe she is the one that did it, because he was sitting there. And even in front of the police, he was like, tell them that you invited me. And I don't know if he was talking to her or if he was talking to somebody else, but he was saying that he was invited, and he kept saying, let them know that I was invited. And so I think she invited him. I don't know. That's my opinion. And I think she's asking that guy to cover for her, because she doesn't want to look like the bad person, because a lot of people in the comments were saying that she was lying. She was lying about not inviting him, because everybody heard it. He was like basically like yelling it and saying, you invited me. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anybody want to come up and tell me what you guys think? Or if you do, I can share the link. Let's see. Give me just a second here. Okay. He has nothing in his name, not even the PP loans. No, he does not have. But I wonder if he has Vigo and Aya's name or somebody. Because, it has to be somebody, because Vigo can't just let him draw money and not claim taxes for it. Chi says Velvet invited him and used that guy for a decoy so that she won't let us know that she was trying to get back with him. I think so too, Chi, because Nature Boy, I don't like his behavior. Y'all know that. But it seemed like he was telling the truth to the police. He was like, and he was like, tell him that you told me to come. And it just seems like either what had happened when he showed up is maybe they had some words between each other, and then somebody went in the other room and maybe called the police on him because they got scared. Maybe they thought it was going to get physical. But I believe she invited him over there. I really do. She was all dressed up. She had the baby dressed up. And when you have a lot of people in agreements and agreeing to that or agreeing to anything, it's usually true. And a lot of people just did not believe her. Okay. Let me send it right now. Okay. And if anybody else wants to come up, you're more than welcome. You don't have to declare that income since it doesn't even have to go through the banks. Well, geez. I see right through her, and she got mad when she found out that he bought all his wives. And yeah, that could have made her mad too, and called the cops to get the restraining order. He keeps saying that she wants him. Hey, how are you?
Good. Woo.
I know, it's a lot.
It's a circus.
Yes. So you're on the same page as I'm on.
Yeah, I think that honestly, I feel looking at the big picture now, and we've been watching them forever now. I think that she was now, like the pieces, they're starting to come together.
Yeah.
Certain pieces that weren't a part of the puzzle, they were definitely on the board. but
Mm-hmm.
it just wasn't coming together. And now the pieces are starting to come together even more.
Yeah.
And what I can tell you from what I got, watching it today, I could see that she said for him to come over there to see her and the baby.
Mm-hmm.
She was
Exactly.
dressed up and everything. She thought that she was gonna, use that opportunity. She has the baby to get him back. Okay, because she saw how much fun he was having on the boat. And honestly, he wasn't even thinking about her. He was doing him and the girls, and they were drinking and having a good old time.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe she used that the time to have him come over to see her, but she didn't know that he was going to bring the wives, including Malia.
Right.
And that's what drove her over the edge. And now Velvet has to cover. So now she
Mm-hmm.
has to cover the fact that, wait a minute, what is he doing here? So the first thing, her mind starts racing. What do we? I gotta call the cops. I have to get the
Mm-hmm.
restraining order. I can't make myself look stupid right now because he's recording. They're recording. So if that gets out before she does what she needs to do, we all could see that. Velvet, what are you doing
Mm-hmm.
in Puerto Rico? I think she
Yeah.
thought that they were gonna have like a reunion, and every time she cried on Beagle, she always said, I just wanted my family. I just wanted us. I had his child. I just wanted us, just a family. I didn't just have this child just to be, by myself. So,
Mm-hmm.
Velvet, I see right through her now. I don't trust her. She's very conniving.
Oh, she is.
She's very she plots things. She's just like him.
Mm-hmm.
She's a female version of him.
Yeah, that's what I've been
I'm
saying.
convinced. And
I
she's very
told you.
calculated and sinister.
Yep.
Calculated and sinister, just like him. And then she puts on that face. She has that quiet, she puts on that calm face, and she starts like looking around and just like that was all that was it's like she wanted to get him back
Mm-hmm.
for bringing those women over to where she was. She thought that he was going to come alone and they were going to be together and they were going to plan something to get back together, and it didn't work that way. And
Yeah.
if Velvet doesn't get through her mind that she's not the first female to be used and played by a man, have a baby by a man, and him leave you, she's not the first and she won't be the last.
Yeah. Because, and hi, Space. How are you? Are you
Hey,
there?
sorry, I had to turn on my mic.
Now you know that Velvet is not going to go over there and stay with those people that Nature Boy kicked out before. To her, they're like the rejects, and so she's not going to just go over there and stay with them, join that cult. I just don't believe that. She was probably over there just staying with them so she can try to talk to Nature Boy. So that's my opinion. Now, how are you, Space? What's your thoughts on all this?
I think she just set him up to get this arrest done and start the paperwork and start the divorce. Um, he never travels anywhere without his wives, and she would
Yeah.
know that having been one of his wives. So I don't think that she was surprised by them showing up because he never travels without them. She would have seen that they were on the boat doing the cruise and going here and there. So I'm under the impression that perhaps she wanted to get back together with him, maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't the intention of this trip. She's still lost. She's still doing all sorts of foolishness. And this is another instance of her traveling to Puerto Rico to meet up with this other tribe and maybe be out in nature and maybe get some good, you know, partnership.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking you could be right there. Maybe she did understand the wives had to come. If that's the case, though, when they did get there had to have been words exchanged between them, like all of them, and to the point that the police had to be called. And then
Yeah.
that's Velvet. I believe Velvet made up this story that she didn't call, and then it wasn't even a while before that guy even came out and said that it was him, because I think they had to make that story up or something, because it's just I don't know.
No, that guy approached Aya and was there on camera with them while they were at the police station, said himself, "Yeah, I called because I've been through this. I didn't get to see my daughter for whatever reason, so I didn't think that was right." And to be honest, with how Nature Boy goes on and on about only his daughter, I could see
Mhm.
somebody buying into that. Be like, "Oh, my daughter too. I don't get to see them." I want
Yeah.
to see my daughter too, even though they're acting a fool in the streets. Sorry.
Well, was Nature Boy was Malia, not Malia, but was Velvet around that guy before Nature Boy?
I have no clue. I was under the impression that he was a part of the Lions of Judah, but somebody said
Uh-huh.
in the comments he wasn't a part of that group. So I don't know how he knew where she was.
And
And
then
apparently yesterday in chat,
Is Nature Boy saying that it was Velvet who did, who did, or was it is he admitting that it's the guy who told him?
he when he was in the police station talking to Aya said that he told her. The guy told her.
Oh, see, this is fishy though. It's fishy. I believe if that's still the case, I think that Velvet knew he was coming. She had to know because she was all dressed up and ready for him. She was, and she had that baby looking spotless.
Mm.
She had, and I mean, the baby usually looks spotless, but they both look like they were ready to just go out and have a nice day or something, you know.
Well, she also
Like,
gets the baby dressed up whenever they're on live too. So I don't know. I don't really watch her stuff.
it's
But
I don't know.
if you watch the video of him sitting there when he's in the side room and he's crying about not seeing his daughter and some other guy holding his daughter, and you can see a conversation that he has with Aya on Instagram where they're talking to the other guy, or the other guy says himself he called, and
Yeah.
Aya says, "Yeah, that's who let us know the location."
Mm. So you don't think Velvet was in any way involved though, at
Well,
all?
she probably was. I think they set him up that way for the guy to tell her, but I don't think it was to reconnect that way.
Oh.
Who knows?
No. It's got me like I'm just sitting here trying to rack my brain because it's like so weird. I don't know. What do you think, GT?
I'm just, the only thing that has me, kind of undecided on this whole thing. I'm going in and out. Like one minute it looks like this, the next minute it looks like that. My only question is what is Velvet doing in Puerto Rico? If I could get that answer, then
Yeah.
it's gonna make sense to me. What is she doing there?
Well, I think
Why did she go there?
that
She was already with another guy
trying
when she
to like,
first
set
got
him
there.
up. It's like she was saying that she's trying to set him up in order to get her divorce.
She's married to him?
Yes,
I
they
think
all
she
got
is.
married.
Yeah.
They
He
all
showed
got married.
he showed the marriage papers.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got. He had all the tribe members get married. I think back when they were in Costa Rica or Belize or Mexico. I don't know,
know
one of
about
those
that one.
places.
I know those two are definitely because I've seen that marriage license.
Well, Joy got married to Musa too. A
Oh,
lot of them got
really?
married. Yeah.
See, that's yeah.
Wow.
But apparently she went there to see one guy. I think his name starts with a Z, and she didn't like that guy and hooked up with the guy that she's with now.
I'm sorry. Shit, that girl needs to slow it down. She needs to slow down. Stop trying to be with all of these different men, and they're saying she's pregnant. So if somebody said that she looked like she was about, I think Serenity. Just I think it was Serenity. This said that she looked like she was about 4 months pregnant.
No, she had the guy. That guy said it. They asked, "Oh, how far along do you think she is?" And he said 4 months, as though, you could tell. Which I don't think she's pregnant. It's been the same rumors that were passing around with Visa saying she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Pregnant by who? When Nature Boy was in New Orleans, he was saying she was pregnant by some Jamaican guy. Like, we have no idea if she's pregnant. I don't think she's pregnant. There's nothing to show that she's acting pregnant, I guess. I don't know. She's not really showing.
We did get a look at her belly though when she came out of when the police came up to her and was trying to get her, to come with him. she came out of there, but I didn't even notice her belly. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that video again. But
But like,
somebody
I
said
have a
she
belly
did.
after I eat a lot of food. Quarantine has been really difficult too.
Yeah,
I saw her when she came out. She doesn't have a belly.
yeah,
Mhm.
She doesn't. She doesn't have a belly, a stomach. She doesn't look
yeah.
pregnant,
And
stomach
someone
wise.
was saying her face got chubbier, and it doesn't look like that either. Like, she just looks normal, the same. Maybe a bit more weight, which would
Yeah,
be normal based off of how emaciated she was when she was in carbonation.
yeah, yeah. It is. I'm telling you, I can't keep up with it. I really can't. It's too much, and it's like what like today. I swear I was gonna talk about Zoka, and I had her in my head, and I was thinking about her, and I thought, well, I want to talk about her, and no, there's too much other stuff going on. I mean, then tomorrow, if I try to come on here and try to talk about her, then it'll be something else. I mean,
Mm.
maybe Velva to go live or something and try to, you know, it's crazy. We can't keep up with it, literally.
I thought
So
it was going to be a quiet day.
yeah, I did too. I thought they were just going to go on a cruise, and that's why I thought, well, I'll talk about Zoka. You know, I thought everything was going to be quiet, and then when I heard about that, I was like, oh my gosh, I thought he went on a cruise. So now this.
Nah,
I
he
was
was just going to
actually
go on a
watching
boat
them.
ride.
He
I was
was,
watching them from work on the,
Mm.
the cruise and everything. I was on my lunch break. By the
yeah,
time I got back, I'm like, Velvet's in Puerto Rico. I had to tune back in.
yeah.
I was like, what is going on? It just turned everything upside down.
It changes from day to day. You can't keep up with it all. You can't. It's impossible. So I don't know. Oh, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I want to do like a we up is back. I hope everybody gets along this time. Okay. I was thinking about doing like on Mondays, like having people send me like their stories like on because I have like a couple of people that like sends me their stories, and I'm thinking like, well, I can maybe like tell their stories online, or and not give their name or anything. I think that would be good. Like if you guys like want, like if you're interested in like sharing your cult story, or write to my email, and
Mm.
I would like to share it. I think it would be like a good idea. I had somebody that emailed me just yesterday, and he was saying how his daughter got caught up in something like this, and I it's just it's crazy. It is unbelievable to
Mm.
me. Like the I swear I call this like the days of our lives, because it's always changing with these guys.
Right,
It's always changing.
right.
And and so what do you guys think about they let the other couples go with them too on on the cruise ships. So what do you guys think about that? I
You
can't
mean
believe like
couples
let
that
them
work from
go.
carbonation?
No, like Zoka and Solar and True.
They were
And,
there?
yeah, they were on the
Really?
cruise.
No, I
I
don't
Yeah.
think
didn't
they
see
were
them on the
there.
boat.
I didn't see them on the boat at all.
No.
They were not on the
Well,
boat. He would not take them on the
No, that
boat.
was a different couple.
They
I'm
were
getting
all sorts
ready.
of like Puerto Rican people on the boat
Yeah, yeah.
because he's not going to pay for a whole catamaran ride. He's going to split that with another group.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I was getting ready to upload another video, and they were all out for dinner. So is he done with the cruise ship? I thought it was supposed to be 7 days.
No,
No.
that's whoever wins. That's whoever wins. It's like a competition with all the wives. And whoever
Yeah.
wins, he's gonna take them on a 7-day cruise.
Oh.
All of the islands. That's what he said.
Do you see how he manipulates them?
Yes, he
Yeah.
does.
Yes,
he
he does.
does. He
It's
does.
crazy.
He does.
What happened to that whole queen competition? He's not even talking about that anymore. Now it's a competition to get a 7-day cruise.
I think so. I think that's what it was.
And then he wonders why Malia stays so mad. Like, and then he sits and tells her all the time. He sits and talks about material all the time, about her body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and then you wonder why she's getting mad.
Malia, she looked like she was about to fall off the boat when she was trying to dance. I was like, what is she doing? That's not even dancing.
I saw that.
They all just look like a bag of bones. I'm sorry. That is not dancing. What they were doing, it was just, no. They were pretending.
Well, I was asking about that because I'm uploading a video now where he just got out of the jail, and he's out eating dinner with everybody now. So I was wondering how they all caught up together, if he was supposed to be on a cruise. Because I was thinking he was like on a cruise and maybe he went to another part of the island or something on that cruise, and that's how I met up with Velvet. And then
Well,
it's
apparently
all
apparently the part of the island that he stays on is not where they went to the cruise. It's close to where Velvet is. I don't know if that's just coincidence or how Puerto Rico's lined out, but that's how that works.
wow.
Well, it looked like a local boat ride because I've been to Puerto Rico. It looked like a local boat ride. He didn't spend that much money. It was cheap. And it's not like he did like a catamaran or something like that with, more money and you're spending for each person. So it was just basically like a ride out to probably another part of the island, another side. But for him to know, like, to have the address and the information to where Velvet was, I find that very fishy because if he's on the opposite side, a different part, there had to be someone in communication for him to know exactly where she was at.
Yeah. And I think, and she's not been online. She has not been. If she was just going to go join another cult, she would have no problem letting us know. She would be online saying, "Yeah, I'm going to go and kind of do this thing with these guys for a while, see how that pans out." It's like she's been MIA for a while,
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that. Do you think they're going to meet back up before she leaves? Do you think she's going to stay there?
I don't think they can meet back up. She has that temporary restraining order.
Yeah, it's true. Because see, Puerto Rico, of course, it's a part of the United States, but you could get away with a lot of craziness. I mean, I've been watching Nature Boy and these people forever playing these games and doing things. And he's traveled a lot of different places. He's played a lot of games in Puerto Rico. They do not play over there. Number one, they will lock you up. Once they have your information, they will be monitoring you. So they will be following them. They will be watching everything that's online. Like in Puerto Rico, they don't play. So he, like I said the other day, he's in the lion's den and he just doesn't know it. And he's running out of places to go. And a lot of places he's been to, he can't go back. But Puerto Rico is the place. They're either going to lock him up or he's going to end up somewhere never to be seen from or heard of again.
Bobby says that he has a court date for June 2nd.
Wow. Yeah. You see? Puerto Rico is not the place to play.
Yeah, that's with regards to the restraining order, and I guess that's to make it more permanent. And as we know, there's enough information online about the abuse that she's endured for her to present to the court. So we'll see how that works out.
And she's going to be there. They need to have somebody there recording that.
Right.
Well, they'll probably record it themselves, though. I mean, because Nature Boy has to be there, too, right? Nature Boy and Velvet.
Yeah.
Is it like it is everywhere else where they both have to be there at the same time? Or?
Yeah, they both have to be there.
Well, now the ball is in her court because she gets that order against him. She's in Puerto Rico. She could use that when she goes back to New Orleans.
Exactly.
She could use that because it's part of the States. She could use it. The ball's in her court now.
Yeah.
She got him.
I also find it to be kind of interesting that he traveled to New Orleans and not once did he cry about not seeing his daughter. But now all of a sudden when she's in Puerto Rico for 2 seconds, he's crying about his daughter. He didn't even know where she was. So funny.
I don't care about her. He's always swearing on her.
Mm-hmm.
I swear on my daughter.
Huh.
And
Right.
have you guys, let's see. Have you noticed that it's weird because, like, I know that you said before about him and his behavior in Puerto Rico and that they don't put up with that there. Now, have you noticed how he talks to women? When he's out in public, he'll be like, "Oh, thank you, babe," or like he'll record women in Walmart, like
Yeah.
their butts, and he'll make rude comments. Like, it's crazy. Like,
It is crazy, but it's
is that even
unfortunate that
allowed?
so
Is that allowed there?
no, it's not. But the thing is that the people in Puerto Rico, they don't know what he's doing, and they're not paying him
Mhm.
attention because they're not even attracted to him or interested in him. They're not.
Mhm.
So he's doing this, but they're not noticing. They can't. They, of course, they're not paying attention. However, if there's a male figure that sees him doing that or catches him, they most likely will hurt him on the spot. Like they don't play in Puerto Rico. They don't. They will take somebody out right there on the spot, and then they'll talk to the judge later. That's how it works in Puerto Rico. Like they don't, and especially with their women,
Mhm.
they're very territorial. Like they don't play when it comes to that. So he's lucky that another man didn't see him doing this.
He's probably very
He's playing with
careful.
fire right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's in the lion's den. I'm telling you, this Puerto Rico might be his last stop.
Do you think he's going to keep on and on and on? Because eventually the Puerto Rican men are going to see what he's doing online, a lot of them. Do you think that they'll figure out a way to get him out of there like they
Yes,
have in Hawaii and other places?
they will because he already. I don't know if you remember. This was probably like 2 months ago. This is like around the first time when he got to Puerto Rico. I think
Mm-hmm.
like a couple of weeks passed, and there was a caller that called in, and he was Puerto Rican, and this is after
Oh,
he was
yeah.
threatening. He was threatening Ifuru or Ifru. He was threatening her, and the
Mm-hmm.
caller said, "That's not funny." He was like, "Listen, I'm Puerto Rican. We don't treat our women like that, and you're out there." He was like, "I'm telling you right now, you know." He says, "You disappear, you'll have a closed casket." He was like, "Brother, I'm not threatening you. This is not a threat. This is a warning." He was like, "We love our women. We respect our women. We don't treat our women like that in Puerto Rico." And I'm telling you, and he was like, "No, this is my business, and another man doesn't mind another man's business." He was like, "It has nothing to do with that. These are women, and we
Right.
cherish our women. And I'm warning you, you in the wrong place because Puerto Rico is not like New York. I don't care where you're from." And the guy warned him. The guy warned him, and just like that guy warned him, there's probably
Mm-hmm.
other Puerto Ricans watching, and right now, you could say that he's Nature Boy is out there now. Velvet put him out there on the map. The authorities know about him in Puerto Rico. He just got arrested. She's getting a restraining order. People are going to definitely zero in on him now. He's even more of
Mm-hmm.
a target now than he even knows.
Yeah. And have you guys noticed now on Malia? Now you know he's about to send her home yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think, have you guys seen the videos up close today? Have you noticed anything about her? Because I know, wait a minute. Just for a second, guys, I'm gonna, okay. It's like, have you guys noticed, like, you know how he loves when he's like insulting her and putting her down? He loves to put her on camera to show, like, look at her face, look at this, look at this. Well, he didn't do that. So, and I didn't see anything up close either today in any of the videos. I wonder if because he made comments about how he doesn't want to like put hands on her, put her in the closet again and get to that point again. So I wonder if he did do something to her yesterday. I wonder. Let me,
I was under the impression when I was watching. Who has that echo? There's an echo.
here, let me mute. I'm going to mute myself and let you guys talk.
Okay. Is there an echo now? Yeah, there's still an echo.
Okay, let me mute mine and hers, and then when you're done, then I'll give her the
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, right. What was I saying? Aya, it looked like she had a bit of a black eye. Um, when she was talking to Nature Boy at the police station, you could see like a bit of a tinge of a black eye. So I wonder if there was some sort of confrontation. But with Malia, no, I think it was just regular verbal abuse. That's all I had to say.
Yeah. And I noticed too, like Aya's eyes were like the pupils were kind of like dilated. Did you guys notice that? Well, that was in the video I'm just now uploading. I'm uploading one now, so you guys probably wouldn't have seen that one. But I'll let you. I'll let. I just muted you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chief.
And Malia looked fine, besides her looking like she was about to fall off the boat when she was trying to dance. But Aya did look off. Something did look off with Aya. I did notice that. Something looked really off with her. Malia looked fine. Malia actually had on his chain and of course getting drunk on the boat. But she didn't look like anything happened to her so far. Aya looked like something is definitely wrong. I just don't know what.
I agree.
All right. Well, Jerry says Malia had a bruise on her back on the hiking video, but that's quite a few days ago, though, right?
It was a long while ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't that before she?
Well, they did another one with Wizzy, another hiking video with Wizzy.
Yeah.
When she was, but that was still a little bit, you know.
Have you talked about Wizzy leaving yet, or did I miss that?
I think he has a little bit, but I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares she's gone.
No, I meant have you talked about it?
Oh no. No, we have a little bit. I just said, I think I'm happy that she's gone. I'm really happy because out of all of them, I just loved her.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her so much. I think that she is the sweetest one. I had more hope in her than any of them, pretty much. And it was just, I don't know, a good feeling I had. I still have the bad feeling about Malia, though. I really do. I think that something bad's going to happen. Because when you have a feeling you can't shake, I can't shake it. I feel like something bad's going to happen. And I think Nature Boy knows if he gets started on her, he's not going to stop and he's going to hurt her. And I think that's why he's trying to, I think he is trying to not to touch her, but it's just a matter of time. I think he already has, but I think that as far as locking her away and really hurting her again, it's just a matter of time, in my opinion. I don't know. Oh, I still have you muted. You're unmuted, Chi Chi.
I know.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I don't know. This whole thing is just crazy. It's crazy. And then the things that have been going on these past few days, these past couple of weeks, it's got me like, what is your opinion? Yeah, and I'm asking you both. What do you think? Why do you think he's trying to clean up his image? Do you think it's all fake?
Oh, why is he trying to clean up his image?
Yeah.
He said.
Yes. Do you think it's?
He already did.
He's done this multiple times where he's rebranded himself.
Oh, really?
So this rebrand, like when he started bringing out the other characters like Fernando and the Doctor, you could tell that he was trying to say, okay, this is all just a joke. This is all just a play. when he said started wearing chains more often, and he said, I have to connect to the people I'm preaching to because I have to look just like y'all. That was his attempt to sort of clean up his image again. He's done this so many times over the years.
So I thought I was blocked. So you think, but this time it's just different. Like you could tell, like he's really trying to change up his image,
Now, this time
and
he
make
has
it like
money.
into a business. Because I feel like, and I hate to say this, but I feel like he's getting ready to do something for women and make them do something for him to make money. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it, but I think you guys can read between the lines. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. So do you want to elaborate on this? What you think? Do you think I'm just being ridiculous, or do you think that it could be possible?
He's definitely prepping them for the next stage.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely prepping them. He already set
Okay.
the
Thank
stage.
you.
He set it up. He already had them all agree that
Mhm.
they are willing to do what they need to do to make that money,
Mhm.
because the money he said he spent on them,
Yeah.
he says he's running out of money, and they could all go back home,
Right.
and they could all leave him. So he's already putting it in their mind that he's aware that they could eventually leave him, and he's like, oh no, you're not going to get away that fast. If you try to leave, I'm going to need you to do this.
Right.
Because if you think that you're going to spend up all my money and then leave me, that's not going to happen.
Right. And you know, if you look and you really pay attention, he's not spending that much money on him. He's making him look like I take you shopping every day. I do this for you.
Walmart.
I feed you salad and
Shopping sprees.
When he's buying the material
this is how
at
he's
Walmart,
grooming
and tell them
them.
to use a sewing machine to make their own clothes.
Yeah.
They're walking around in rags.
And this is how he's grooming them to do. I'm telling you, they've already had that meeting on, and I was thinking he's always said he doesn't want people around there coming there to visit. Why is he letting people come to visit? You know, why are they getting things ready for that? Like he's some kind of, it can't be because he thinks that he's some kind of museum or something that people can come and pay to look at, you know. No, there's going to be more to that. I'm telling you.
Back when they were in Costa Rica, there was a discussion a long time ago that he wanted to create like a sort of a park for people to visit. He wanted it to be a retreat. So this idea isn't new that he's presenting to make, this resort for people to come to for spiritual healing, even though he doesn't even talk about the spiritual stuff anymore. And as for the women, well, he's already had them recording all sorts of stuff for a while. He's talked about doing I don't want to name the name of the website, but to put them up on that website so that he could sell those videos.
Yeah.
He's talked about trying to procure an account there, but he hasn't been able to for some reason.
That's part of the grooming. I'm telling you. And
he's also even had them on camera saying that they would be willing to solicit for money.
Yes.
And they all said, yeah, I'll do it. And Malia said, Mama Aya's already done it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
And they have him, or he's already got them on the drug, you know, the pills, whatever they're taking. And yeah, he's grooming them big time right now. He's like ready for it to go down. And so I think that right now he'll go back to recording normally then, but right now he's recording all he can, because once he gets that started, I think that his recording is going to go down just a little. He's not going to be online 24/7 like he is now, because he's been picking up. Hang on a second. Okay. Yeah, he's been picking up like recording a lot more lately than normal. And I think he's just trying to clean up his image better. And he was trying to clean up the fact that they don't have the STDs. And, I just have the sick feeling. I don't know how he's going to get by with this. Is that legal there in Puerto Rico, or is that illegal? Or does either of you know?
That I don't know. I don't know if it's legal or illegal in Puerto Rico. I don't know.
I'm sorry. What are you are you referring to the sale of service? I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Because no, that's not legal there. The only state where it's legal is in Arizona, in a small way.
Oh. We're talking in code here.
Well, it's legal in Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's
I
decriminalized.
can't believe it's legal in Arizona.
It's not in the entire state. It's outside of, well, yeah, it has a gray area.
Wow. Jeez. But that's, I don't know I don't even know what to say about that. Like, and you could, oh gosh, it's crazy. And then you guys, he's even grooming his followers. Have you noticed that? Have you
Yeah.
noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like big time. It's like he's being extra nice. Like even in this video I was getting ready to upload, he was being so nice to the people. And it's like normally he's like calling all the women every name in the book. It's like,
Well, now he's saying that he has virtual wives. So he's saying that the women that's tuning in watching him, he's like, you guys are my virtual wives. You guys just don't know it. So when you see me kissing my wives here in the live flesh, and when you see me on Twitter, making love to my wives, you guys are there with me. So you guys are my virtual wives. So that's what he's saying now.
in that one video
That's
today,
so stupid.
were they getting it on in the water?
They were.
Oh
They
my
were.
gosh. And you know what? If you say God's name, you can get in trouble. It's getting to where you can get in trouble for that. But then they can get in that water and do what they were doing in that water. Okay? Come on. It's like,
I was trying to figure out why he was doing that there, considering the fact that there was like at least 4 other couples on that boat
yeah.
who could see what he was doing. Like, he doesn't care.
He don't, and he doesn't care what that's why I was asking Chi if she thought that he would get evicted, or like thrown out of, I was about to say evicted, but thrown out of Puerto Rico soon because his behavior is getting out of hand.
Well,
Yeah,
they're definitely going to be watching him now because he's in the system.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
good.
once they put you in the system, they will be watching you.
That's good though.
And he's not
But he
going to
has
know
to do
who's
something
watching him.
illegal to get kicked off the island, right? Well, to get kicked out of the state, I guess, soon, and that's not going to happen unless it's something very illegal.
Yeah. But the way he talks to the women, like I was reading in the paper, or I think it was like an online paper or something, where they got arrested in Hawaii, or was it? I think it was Hawaii, where the people were talking about that he was making sexual, like they were doing things that just wasn't right, like sexually to other people. And I don't know if you guys read that, and you could see him doing that there in Puerto Rico. Like just strange women, like just taking like video of their butt, making like comments like "ooh, mama" and all this and that, and it's like he has no shame. It's like he doesn't care at all.
Right.
He don't care what he says to people, and that's why I mean, if he keeps that up, I could see it happening. I could see him maybe going in front of a judge or somebody pressing charges on something like that, or going to the police and saying, look, he's sexually harassing me. I think a lot of people did that in Hawaii, and they got him out of there. I think it was a lot more than just them breaking
No, they were kicked
Like
out for the
COVID
turtles.
over turtles?
Yeah, they touched endangered turtles on their first day.
Oh,
And
they're
they
rude.
violated
Rude.
quarantine.
I thought it was, yeah, it was the quarantine is all I heard about. And then
And
the
the
part
turtles.
where,
Yep.
yeah, but I heard too that people were complaining about the sexual harassment. And it's someone, I think I did a video and posted that. I can't
Hmm.
remember, but it's been a while. So, but yeah, it's he has no shame. He don't care what he says to anybody.
Nope.
So I don't know. And here I wanted to talk about Zoka. We got to talk about this now. And I'm wondering. I think Velvet's going to stay in Puerto Rico.
I just wonder if she went there to be with that other cult, then chances are she's going to be staying, which is sad.
But why would she? I don't know. Why would she though? I don't know. I can't
Uh,
see her joining them though. But then she would have to if she does show up for court on June 2nd, she
mm,
would have to stay there until then
right.
anyway. And that's what 2 weeks away,
Hmm.
2.5 weeks. So yeah, she's gonna be there for a while. So I think she'll stay. But I don't think she wanted to stay with them. Maybe she'll stay with that guy that she's with.
I
But
thought
they
that guy
all look
was with the
like young
cult.
kids. They don't look like adults. They all look young, like younger than the people that's in carbonation. They look
I think
really
they're
Yeah.
young.
I think they're her age, like early 20s.
Wow.
Like
I
they're
wonder does her
Malia
father
and
know that
Velvet's
she's
age.
there? Mr. Marquise, does he know that she's in Puerto Rico right now?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
She's spending that Bigo money, all those beans and all that. Like she cashed out and went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. She's been saving
Yeah.
her money, her little beanie money.
But that's the thing, like with the cult that she's with, I'm sorry, not the cult, the group or tribe she's with now, um, if she were to participate or partake in the group, she'd be the leader for sure. She's not going to just be a follower. That's not possible. I don't think she's a follower like that.
Aura says, I love my island, 100 miles across, but no infrastructure, no hospital. Very sad. Where is your island? Not during pandemic.
Somebody was saying in a group chat earlier about this situation that there are a whole bunch of tribes from around the world of people who are trying to be more spiritual who have moved to Puerto Rico. And that's interesting. I never knew that there were a whole bunch of these groups in the first place. Until I got exposure to Nature Boy, I had no
Yeah.
idea that there were so many of these groups and weird people that do um, similar, just parasitic behaviors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we seen the one that the Velvet supposedly is went there for. Nature Boy had said that there were people that had tried to join his and they had came and they were trying to live off of him and basically were bums. And that's the video I'm uploading now where he's saying all that they were basically bums and he had to kick them out.
Mm.
He didn't understand why Velvet wanted to go be with them.
I wonder if this was the same group that tried to join up with him maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago.
I don't know, but they were in carbonation though, from what
Yeah.
Nature was saying.
Yeah, there was a group that joined up that had maybe about 5 or 6 members that joined for a
Yeah,
short week or two.
yep,
The
that's them.
girl got to stay, and all the guys had to go. And eventually the girl left and rejoined that group.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
So it
that's
might be the
them.
same people. Oh gosh. Wow.
And I thought they were somewhere else. I didn't think they were. I didn't know they were in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they were in Mexico before.
So they went from Mexico and joined, or they just followed him to Puerto Rico, or
Maybe they couldn't stay in Mexico. Pandemic and no
oh,
money. No,
yeah,
I don't think any of them spoke Spanish.
yeah. It's weird. It's like I'm like Chi Chi. I don't understand why she is even back in Puerto Rico, even if she's trying to set him up. It just doesn't seem like it would be worth it to me. I would be like, eventually I'll just. It seems like it would be easier for her because I think if somebody doesn't respond after a while, I mean, she could, if she's that sneaky, she could make it up to and be like, um, I put it out in the papers and everything, and I can't get a response from him. I don't know where he's at. I just need my divorce, and she could have got it that way. I don't understand why she just ran back to Puerto Rico. It's just
Exactly.
crazy.
She could have did it from New Orleans because he went to New
Mhm.
Orleans and he was saying online that he wanted to see his daughter. He kept saying it when he went to go pick Malia up. He was like, I wish I could only see my daughter while I'm out here. So when he
Mhm.
went to go pick Malia up and they went to that fancy restaurant and everything, he was all online saying, I want to see my daughter. I want to see my daughter. So Velvet could have did what she needed to do from New Orleans. She didn't have to go to Puerto Rico to try to get in contact with him, to try to get a divorce or whatever. She could have did it right from her home.
Mhm.
Put an ad in the paper. Abandonment. I cannot find that. You put, your husband's name, information. Very simple, and she could file with the courts and say abandonment.
Mhm.
And it doesn't take long after that, maybe 60, 90 days, and then she gets a case in court, and then the court sees that she put an ad in the paper. He didn't
Mhm.
respond, couldn't find him, and they would have granted her a divorce.
But she
Exactly.
filed she filed this last year. She filed for divorce last year in around January. So I wonder how that would affect the process.
I still say
Yeah.
she was dressed up and she was ready to have a nice day. I I'm telling you, she just looked like she's ready to enjoy her day, her
Mm.
Friday, and just go out and have a nice dinner or whatever. And I think that things got out of hand and the police got called. I think I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. But it just seems she was just too dressed up. She was trying to look good for something.
Does
And
she ever look dumpy on camera though? I don't think so.
well, no, she's always a pretty girl, but she doesn't like this is like dressing. She was dressed up. Like she looked dressed up. Like she was ready to go out for a nice dinner.
Really? I thought she was just dressed kind of casual,
Mm-mm. It
like a
didn't look casual
dress.
to me.
Yeah, she looked casual. She didn't look dressed up. She had her head
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
wrapped. She
right,
had on like a
Yeah.
shirt and a skirt. She looked plain. She didn't look
right.
like
Okay.
she should have her sideburns and little cute hairstyles and everything, the little dots. She didn't have any of that. She just looked plain.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
She
Okay.
looked plain. She didn't look like she was, yeah, she looked
I
plain. She looked like
agree.
she actually, yeah, she didn't look, I didn't see that she looked dressed up.
Okay.
But my
Yeah,
my
she didn't
question
have
is,
any
what
of the
is Velvet
swoops.
doing in Puerto Rico? Of
Right.
all places she could have went to, why Puerto Rico?
That's what I want to know. It's like,
That's the roadblock. I can't get past that.
and she won't go live to tell us. It's like she's avoiding Vigo. It's like, and a lot of people are against her now. They think she's lying. Like, did you guys see all the comments? Like, she's like, stop lying, Velvet. You know you invited him there.
Well, of course they're going to say that on Nature Boy stream. They say all sorts of weird things there about what intentions are and what's real and what's fake.
Yeah. Oh no, I think it was on the Lion of Judas video. That one.
Mm.
A lot of people were saying that she was lying.
But he also does have them go over to other pages and say stuff too. And
Yeah, he's
people
got
choose
a
to do
big
that.
following. He has a big following. Yep, he sure does.
Hmm.
And I noticed on his Bigo account, he has almost a 500,000 followers.
What?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, let me see.
Oh
Because I
my.
noticed that last time, because it kind of shocked me. I was like, what the heck? 441,000 fans and 100. He's got 570 5,079 beans, 1,005,000 diamonds. But yeah, he's got almost 500,000 fans.
This is
Uh,
crazy.
with
This is
with how
crazy.
with how Bigo works though, for the short time that I was there, a lot of people follow a lot of toxic, loud, drama-filled channels. So I could see why someone, if they enter in his channel through the heat list, that they might say, "Oh, I'll come back here because he's
Mhm.
yelling at somebody and is entertaining." Like people watch that as entertainment, and that
Yeah,
includes Nature Boy.
it's, it's it's just disgusting though, because sometimes you'll see him and he'll be so abusive towards one of them,
Right.
and everybody in the comments are like feeding into it. They're
Hmm.
feeding into it, and they're telling him, "Oh, I would do this, I would do that," and it's like they're egging it on.
Right.
And you think that it's like you're an accomplice to this. I don't know how they sleep at night. I really don't.
I remember hearing this older lady call in to the show, I guess. I'll call it a show, to the live, and say that what's her name now? IMU, Neytiri, and Malia needed to fight because of something or other. Like, oh, there's just so much drama. They need to have a fight and duke it out like Velvet did. I'm going,
Mhm.
did you see that fight and the bite on
Yeah.
Malia's chest? Why would you say that? Why are
Hmm.
you encouraging this toxic behavior? Why would you want two women to fight?
Yeah.
For your entertainment? That's
I've seen
sick.
that. That's sad.
Hmm.
I still feel that something is going to happen to Malia. I
Yeah.
just have
Right.
that gut feeling, and it
Hmm.
has not gone away. And I don't see anything good coming out of her being there. Malia
No.
is really, she is sick inside her. She is not cured, and her kidneys are messed up. She still
Hmm.
has cysts in her ovaries. She is hurting from the inside out. This woman needs medical care.
And let me ask you, why would Nature Boy even say that if he thought that she was all good? Why would he come out and say, "Yeah, she probably should go home because she's going to get sick"? And he came out and said that. So he knows it. He knows that she's still sick.
Yeah, and sometimes
Yeah.
like when she's like in her her lives, she's not even there. Sometimes she's in and out.
Yeah.
She's she gets up, sometimes she tries to move, she stumbles.
Hmm.
Malia, he knows something is wrong, and he knows that the stent that was taken out of her back that was helping
Hmm.
with her urine and how to taking it out of the kidneys. He made her go to the hospital to take that out.
Hmm.
Okay, and that was helping her medically, and that needs to be changed every. I read up on it. Every few weeks to months she has to, but she has to have it put back in, and that
Hmm.
costs money to have it put back in. So Malia really needs to be in a hospital. She should have never signed herself out.
Nope.
And he's
Right.
constantly piling her with alcohol. Every time you see her, she's drinking.
And now it's
Right.
drugs. Now it's drugs.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
drugs and alcohol, and it's crazy. And I think he's between a hard, rock and a hard place, because he on one end he knows he's got to send her back, but on the other end of that he knows he can't. He knows he can't, and then he's like thinking, "What am I going to do? Because something's going to happen to her." and they're all going to blame me. But then on the other flip side of that, there was somebody in the comments yesterday that said, well, you know what though? If he does send her on home and something happens to her or it doesn't happen to her, he's still covered because he's already had her publicly come out and defend him and say that he had no part in it.
That was his intention with having her come back. And you could see
Yeah.
him start to weave that together by saying, you want to come back. I didn't force you to come. You signed yourself out. I didn't make you do that. You were sick because of your debilitations, not because of anything I did.
Right.
You're keeping yourself sick. That's not on me. We saw your paperwork. Nothing's wrong with you. So if anything happens to you that came about by somebody else or at some other time, he says the same thing with Neytiri when she was talking about her infections. And he was saying, well, that wasn't me. That was Solar and Zoka.
Yeah.
Or Zoka is now thrust into this situation as a source of a infection because he doesn't want to say, I don't get checked out.
And then Neytiri gets to sit there and say how Zoka smells, and she didn't want nothing to do with her because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's crazy. And it's like, I think he's only, as far as the STD, he has to cover himself on that if he wants people to come over there and pay for services, you know? And because nobody's going to come over there. And that's why he did that whole show of trying to clear all that up, trying to make Neytiri looks like she's lying and that him and the other women are clear. They have nothing.
But it's nice to say that on camera and all, but honestly, if he does have an STD, the Department of Health knows about it. And he hung out, he said, a lot in Atlanta. And that's like number one when it comes to HIV and all kinds of diseases that they have running rampant in Atlanta. So if he has a disease, regardless of what he says online and regardless if he's trying to trick and fool the people, the Department of Health already has his information. And if he gives someone, and they have the date and time that it was reported to them from his medical team that he had a disease, because it's reported to the CDC and it's reported to the Department of Health. So regardless, whoever joined carbonation and had sex with him after he was already diagnosed, he's responsible.
I don't think he was ever diagnosed. People keep saying that he was.
But he said he used to go and take and have these shots done, I guess, for chlamydia and different things that he had caught.
But
he said he would catch something every weekend.
But with regards to like the big package, he hasn't said that he has that. With recurring infections,
we talk
the
package. Oh gosh.
That's funny. We had to talk in codes here. Yeah. But yeah, just like Chi said, he was admitting to it. Like he said, I would go out, catch something, and I would end up having to go get treatment for it, the next day or a couple of days after getting tested for it. I don't
think he ever got tested. I really don't. I don't believe he's ever actually got tested. He could say I had to get treated. He probably felt an itch or a burn and got antibiotics. I don't believe he's ever gotten a swab or any of that. I don't believe it.
Well, that was a fake one.
Velvet tested him.
Yeah,
she bought a box.
But they didn't even do that properly. He was
You're right.
Right, and also you should take a blood test. Why hasn't he just taken a blood test? Because he knows something's there.
Yeah,
because he's never done it before. He has no idea. That's why the only reason why you'd say, "Oh yeah, let me get this spit HIV test." Like, why? No, that doesn't make sense. You get a blood test.
And I'm not trying to bring anybody up. But YP,
yeah,
that was on YouTube before,
right?
They got taken off.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he kind of exposed that too. He was like, that stuff that's on your face, that is a symptom of that. package or that thing.
Yeah, that
you know?
package.
That's a symptom. You don't get that from nothing else. That's from that. Because he did the research. He's not going to come on and make himself look stupid, and say something like that and then get called out for it later on. I'm sure he did his
I
research.
don't know, man. YP, I enjoyed YP. He was funny, but he has done a lot of stuff in his own time that
Oh,
has
yes.
been scamming or whatnot.
Yeah,
So
I heard about that too.
right, I take what he says with a grain of salt because it could just be acne, it could be something else. Who knows?
No.
All it requires is a blood test.
Yes. Hey,
From him. Like, I
why
don't
I'm
understand why he's
good.
so hesitant. Why is he
I
hesitating? Just get
know.
it done.
Yeah. And if you ask him about it, he'll just block you.
Right. He'll block you or he'll say, I have paperwork. Malia's.
Instead of just being mean and calling you every name in the book, he's stupid with it now. He's like, oh, we lost connection. I'm sorry about, you'll have to call back in.
Right.
It's like, okay, we're on to you.
What was I gonna say? Did you guys hear that conversation he was having, was it yesterday, about disease and how viruses and diseases work?
Oh gosh. I uploaded the video where he had his little stick, okay? And this is when he was very, very first trying to clean up his image. He was trying so hard. And he was standing there in his little white long robe, like he looked like a I don't know. And he was sitting there with his little stick and he was pointing at the board and he was like, okay, dis-ease. You can't have a dis if you don't have something about if you don't have an ease, if you're at ease, you don't have a
Yes,
dis or
that's
something.
what it was. If
And
you're
I'm
in a
like,
state of
oh my
ease, then you
God.
can't have a disease. And I'm
Yes.
like, really?
Did you see that video? I was like,
Yeah.
oh gosh. Nature.
That's what I wanted to say, Sasha. Earlier, when I was watching them on the boat, you were watching them at the same time because I had stumbled on your video, and remember when the birds were like flying over their heads, and you were like, "Get them, get." You were saying, "Get them, birds," and you was like, "Yeah, they're trying to get their feathers back from you." I was like, oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
I can't stand him. Like sometimes I say some of the meanest things.
You said they were trying to get their feathers back when they see in their heads. I was just crying. I was crying at work today. I'm sorry.
He's always wearing them things in his head. And then what does he say one time that he spent $100 on that?
Are you kidding?
Things are $100. And I'm like, oh gosh. You can buy them for like $1 somewhere. Oh.
He doesn't understand the value of $1 at all.
You just have no idea what I go through when I'm trying to upload a video. I get to where I'll just walk away when I'm screen recording a video, and I'll just walk away sometimes because I have to. I can't sit and listen to him because if I do, I get mad. I get really mad. Like I just want to just throw my phone and just be done with it. Oh, I can't deal with him. Like some of the things like he'll say, and then like if like my daughter sometimes she'll come out, she'll say, Mom, who are you talking to? And I'm like, this guy. She's like, Mom, you need to just leave him alone for a while. I'm like, I can't. I just can't. And it's just like he irritates me like to no end.
Yep. I have to turn down the volume or fast forward if I'm not watching it on a live premiere because I can't handle it. He never stops talking ever. He talks so much. I don't know how he doesn't lose his voice.
And
how does he talk so much?
Yeah. And those women fall asleep listening to him. I don't know how they do it.
All day and all night, into the night. I would go crazy.
Well,
God,
they
if
look
I
like
had
they're
to-
trying to fall asleep when they're sitting
yeah,
at that table. They look
they,
like they're
Right.
falling asleep.
yes. You know how so 3 different times, and I know she was high, but 3 different times Natiri sat there when he was yelling at Malia. Dr. Bishop was, they were talking to Dr. Bishop
Mhm.
3 or 4 different times. I caught her 4 different times, I think it was, falling asleep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
And what do you think's up with Natiri? You know how bad she talked about him. And did you catch that where she did that thing with her tongue and scratched her neck?
No.
Oh my God, you guys missed it.
No.
You missed it. Don't make me go pull it up. She kept looking over at Malia, and she was like, her eyes kept getting big, and then she would look over at the camera and kind of look at us weird, like her eyes would get big, and then sometimes like Nature Boy would say something, and she would do like a side eye and then look in the camera, and then she would be sitting there, and then she'd pass out for like 5 or 10 seconds, and then she'd wake right back up, and then look over at the camera again, and then she'd look over at Malia. And then she would take a drink of wine. And then she looked at the camera, and her eyes got real big, and she kind of like looked at us sideways. And then she did this thing, like rolled her tongue. Well, first she started scratching her neck, and then it was like she was trying to tell somebody something or send a signal. She started scratching her neck, and she did this roll on the side of her mouth with her tongue. I'm telling you, you cannot miss it. It's
I
like,
wonder if she was flirting with Nature Boy, because he does
no,
a
she was
really
looking at the
big doe eye
camera.
sort of flirty mouth stuff when she's flirting with Solar, or flirting
No,
with Dr. York, or
it
flirting
was
with TKO, or flirting with Nature Boy, or.
no. She was sitting there right next to Malia, and it was Dr. Bishop was talking to Malia, in which Nature Boy came out and started yelling at her, saying he was getting sick and tired of her crap, and that's when Natiri was sitting there acting weird. I'm telling you, it's where my recent video where it says Nature Boy, Dr. Bishop sits down with Natiri and Malia.
Truth be told, I fast forwarded through that a lot because he just talks,
Oh my!
and I can't.
You
I
have to
can't
go
do
watch it. You have to go catch that. I'm telling you, it's there.
it.
It's there.
Can you put a
And
timestamp?
I will. I will go in when I'm off of here, and I'll go put a timestamp, because that kind of made me wonder if she's there like kind of undercover.
Yeah, there's been some talk about that.
She sent us right in front of him. She was doing all that, and she was looking at the camera doing it too. Like she was sending
Trying to signal who? Like someone watching?
somebody in the camera. Somebody in the camera. Whoever, I don't know. But it was weird. Like she was sitting there, scratched her neck, and kind of did an eye, like looking like something's going on here. And then she did like a roll at the tongue, like she rolled her tongue on the side of her cheek.
I did notice quite a few times she was sort of reveling in him bashing Malia.
Oh yeah, she did that too.
And you could sort of see her have the same reactions eventually when people were bashing on her later that night. Or when she would receive compliments, she'd have a reaction. She's very reactive, oddly enough.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's read some of the comments real quick. Let's see. But I will put a timestamp on that.
Thank you.
Let's see. I wonder if Malia knew they were going to see Velvet, because nights ago she was really mad at Nature Boy. That's a good question. It seemed like, but Malia, she gets mad at all different kinds of things. She gets mad if he's spending too much time with the other ladies. So she gets mad over everything. Caribbean Queen says at Jerry Grimes, yes, these women been abused for so long and they learned to put makeup to hide the bruises. It's crazy. But do they wear makeup? I don't think they do.
What's her name? Mama Earth. What was her name? She wrote the book. Do you know who I'm talking about? The girl who left and wrote the book about her time at Carbonation did mention that she put makeup on Velvet after the 4th of July beatdown.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they did have makeup occasionally for that stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what is her name? I can't remember her name. I think she's
Sybil.
been out of the loop. Yeah, Sybil. She's been out of the loop for a little bit, though, hasn't she?
Yeah, she dropped off.
Story Redline says you can't yell on Bigo, curse too much. Only Bigo making him act right. He has to pay $200 when he's banned. He curses more than anybody I've ever heard in my life. It's like him and TKO, both of them. He did tell them he will pump them. He wasn't playing. Yep. I don't think he's playing about that either. Has anyone noticed the hand signs they do? I just noticed that one that Natiri did, and that was like a little weird. That was weird to me. Let's see. And Jerry also said that he has a sex addiction. About Nothing says Velvet is lost and looking for a way out, so I believe she's staying with the new cult or go back to Nature Boy. I think she just doesn't know what she wants to do at this point. I would like to see her a little bit more stable for the little girl, because she's got a beautiful little girl. Space says, "Oh, that."
That's me.
Okay, yeah. Trying to look good. Really, Sasha? No, ma'am. I'm lost.
Oh, that was in reference to Velvet being dressed up.
Oh. She looked different to me. I don't know. I'm just used to seeing her face. I think that I'm not used to seeing her like, 'cause we've seen like more of her, I guess, there. And I'm used to seeing her on Bigo. I think that's probably what it was. I don't know. She can go wherever she chooses. Nature Boy don't own Puerto Rico. Well, that's true, but inquiring minds want to know. And I'm one of those. I want to know why she's in Puerto Rico.
I mean, what are the odds?
Yeah.
Of all places, what are the odds? Puerto Rico, come on.
Barry Grimes says the world has an unhealthy appetite for conflict. The book of Revelations talks about this. Yes, sir. But we're going to find out eventually the truth behind everything, because they usually always tell on themselves. They always do. Eventually, Velvet will be online because she'll get mad about something, or something won't go her way, and she'll come online and get mad about it, and she'll tell us. and then tell us to stop being nosy. When he found out she was there with the man, he went off. She had a right to call the police. So could that be what it was? That that maybe she did invite him over, and then when he didn't know that she was going to be there with another guy, and maybe that's what the words were that they had, and maybe that's why the police were called, because something was said that got the police called. Because I don't think that Nature Boy would just show up out of the blue unless he's invited. I don't know. It just seems weird. Now, whether that other guy invited him, or I just don't think that, I don't know. It's the whole thing's weird. But like I said, we will find out. We'll find out the truth eventually. Miss V says, hi. Hey, Miss V, how are you? I've been wondering where you've been at, where you've been. Oh, yeah, we were just saying that. She was saying, was it just me? Did y'all see them in the water doing the do? Yes, we did. And yes. Let's see. And Kiss and Say Goodbye says she needed to find out where he lived. Yeah, could be. Yeah, that's what they're saying, that some guy told him. But I still say that I don't know. It's all we can do is speculate right now until we find out the truth. Because right now there's a lot we don't know. All right, so do you ladies have anything else to add, or?
No.
Just waiting for the finale.
Yep.
Eating my popcorn.
That's right. That's all we can do. It's like,
yep.
What else? I would write him and get that money. Why not? Why not? Money spends the same way. Why not get money for her child? Yeah. I mean, he's out here spending money on other women who's left their children.
He's not spending that much money on them.
No, he's not. And that's the thing. He's not. He's not. And it's their money. It's their money. Think about it. I mean,
like, he was complaining about a breakfast, which, yeah, granted, they did overpay for it, but they were staying in a nice hotel. A breakfast for 4 people, around $200. Yes, that's pricey, but you're also staying in a really nice hotel, and you're ordering room service. So there's going to be upcharge on that, plus, gratuity. You're not going to be paying $20. It's not IHOP.
Mm-hmm. Aya handles his wallet. Do you think that she pockets a little here and there and saves it back for a rainy day for when she leaves?
I doubt it. She's been so broken down by the previous cult person that she was with that I don't think she even tries that. She should.
Yes, she should. She should. And then that thing where she was spending, like, she said that she spent $500 on jewelry at Walmart. And I'm thinking, this time of year, you can go to Walmart and get that stuff on clearance for $1. And she's telling him it's $2. And I'm like,
well, they spent $500 on all of their stuff at Walmart, not just the jewelry. It was jewelry and headphones and teddy bears and food and candy. It was a bunch of stuff.
Probably most of that $500 was stuff spent on him. I bet you anything. And then he's trying to make it look like that he spent all that money on them.
Because they bought clothing too. It was they went shopping.
They probably got a shirt or a dress, but he probably bought quite a few outfits for himself.
But if you think about it
like
this
that.
way, when you go on vacation, I don't know. I
Mhm.
mean, when I go, like me and my sisters or my friends go, $500 is that's for a couple of outfits for one person.
Right.
Mhm.
So 500 for all of those women, that is
Mm,
not money at all. That's nothing.
right. Right.
Well, see, I
And
assumed
they
it was
share
just on that
clothes. It's not like
cruise.
they have their own clothes. They share.
I hope
So
they
it's
don't share
communal
panties.
clothes. They don't wear panties.
No,
Ew.
no,
They
no,
don't.
no.
I'm
Oh,
sorry, they
man.
don't. He says it has to breathe.
Oh.
I'm sorry. TMI. TMI. Too much
Just like he
info.
said, they don't wash because then what he say? He did this one funny video. He was like, they don't wash because that's how they stay healthy, or they smell like fish and that's healthy or something. I don't know. But I upload. Did you guys see that video? You guys
Yeah.
listen to my videos, don't you? You guys just
Is he
cannot stand
is he talking
his
about the
smell.
smell?
Yes, the
He likes
fish.
the natural smell, their smell.
No, but he was talking to Visa, and like on this video, I have to admit he was being funny. Like I was laughing, and I couldn't help it.
Hmm.
But he was like they. It's something about women, the water, the women are water, and they don't
Mm.
wash, and that's why they something. And then Visa was sitting there acting like he was all stupid, and I don't know. You guys have to watch that video because you guys are gonna die laughing.
Oh, that one where he was pretending to be
Dr. Bishop,
entrancing sort of Visa. I don't really
yeah,
pay attention to the stuff he does with Visa. Visa's a clout chaser.
yeah. But this one was funny though. That first time
Mm.
they got together and talked though, it was stupid. Like there was a lot of, I think there was a lot of truth to that one. Like because Nature Boy is evil. But on the second one though, where he was talking about the women, or I can't remember what it was said, but it was funny. Like I got, I laughed because the way he said it, like I don't know. I was thinking, oh my gosh. So I guess he don't make them, but they take showers now though.
Ew. Did you remember? I'm sorry. When they were still at the hotel, how he got on Malia about taking an extra shower. I'm like, extra shower? What is that? What? You ration showers? What?
That's crazy. But you know, he probably don't let them wash. He don't like them when they like they're probably allowed to step in and step out, but they probably don't wash
Right.
because he don't
Right.
like that. He don't want him to wash. That's disgusting. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, you can't cover up smell like that. It's like, mm-mm. So do you guys think that he's going to send Malia home eventually? I don't think he is.
I think something's gonna happen
Mm.
there with Malia. He's not gonna have a
Mhm.
choice but to send her home. Like I said, medically, she is sick.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the longer she stays there, the longer that her kidneys are failing. She doesn't have that stent to take out the clean the bacteria. She's gonna go down. She's gonna go down. It's only a
Her
matter of
heart's
time.
starting
She's
to go
constantly
down.
drinking.
Do you
Mm.
see like the look in her face? Like you could, she sits there like she did before, like all wrapped up. Like
Yeah.
you remember how she looked before she left, and she got off the plane, and her sister met her at the airport. But she's starting to look like that. She's wrapping her body up in the cloth like she did before,
Because she's
and
cold. She's cold.
and she's in pain. She has to be in pain.
Yeah.
He also makes her cover up because he's gotten banned several times, he says, because of her body, and he only makes her cover up. It's it's a bit insidious. Where he says, "You're getting me banned. You're messing up our money. Go cover up. Go put on a shirt. You can't wear that. Why are you dressed like that?"
But then
Only to
other
her.
times he's got her
It's
in the shot in the pool, doing or in the water doing stuff with her.
right, right.
He is.
It's like it's humiliating.
It's called. He's that's how he. Oh, it's the way he does it. Just makes me sick.
Right.
It makes me sick.
I'm also surprised she's in the water as much as she is because she can't swim. So I'm sorry. She doesn't like I don't know if she's a strong swimmer or sorry, a weak swimmer or she can't swim, but she said I cannot swim. So she's out there in a life vest in the water. That's
Yeah.
a lot more trust in Nature Boy than I would ever have.
Hmm. And and she tries to explain it like Miss B says Malia's aging again. He sits there and he's mean to her about her face and how she pouts and stuff. But she's looking like when somebody's in an extreme amount of pain, they're gonna look like that. She wasn't looking like that when she first came. She was
Mhm.
starting to look normal again, halfway normal, and she had to go sign herself out of the hospital. And it's just a matter of time before she got back like that.
I think some of it is anxiety too, because I know I'm a very expressive person with my face. And if somebody says something that doesn't make sense, I'll scrunch up my face and you'll see it. And if I'm trying to hold that back, it will look like a half scrunch, half weird face that she does.
Yeah, she does.
So,
Yeah, and she'll try to tell people too that this is just my face.
right.
I have a resting face like that. And there one caller was so mean to her. Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Mm.
She was so mean to her, and she was sitting there saying, "Oh no," it was when he was yelling at Terry and Malia, and she was telling Terry how she needs to be the queen, and she's sitting like a queen, and Malia is more like somebody that needs to polish her feet and
Yeah.
scrub her
Mhm.
feet or something. That I mean, why didn't Nature Boy just disconnect that call like he does the other ones? He doesn't want he wants to mentally abuse her and keep
Right.
her down. That's how he does it. He knows what he does. Oh, looking at Terry, how her body, it looks so good. And one time I seen Malia when they were at the mall, and she got mad. She just walked away and said like, whatever.
Mhm.
And it's sad. I mean, it's sad, but at the same time, what can we do? There's nothing we can do, and they want to be there. They obviously want to be there, and he's probably too has them so broken down and convinced that they have no place else to go. Their family doesn't want them,
Yeah,
and
he had that discussion the other day. Just at the hotel, he's saying, unlike you guys, I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have family. You guys can go back, but you can't go back because they don't want you. And he
I
made
can't.
sure that Malia cut off her family before she
And
left the
so,
hospital.
yeah, that was the first thing he did when
Hmm.
he contacted her. He made sure that she got rid of her family,
Right.
that she cut them off. He's very manipulative and he's very conniving. He's just like Velvet. He knows what he's doing. He knows. When Nature Boy is mad at Malia, hey Lisa, how are you doing? When Nature Boy is mad at Malia, not only does he mistreat her, but he allows everyone to mistreat her. That's why she needs to take her butt home. Yeah, you
Yeah.
better believe that Nature Boy is not the only one that beat her. She had Velvet on her, and when they had her probably locked up in that closet, they probably took her out for her little daily beatings, and it wasn't just Nature Boy doing it to her. And that's
Didn't
why
he
she
have
has
all the
so
women? He had all the women beat her up.
yes,
Sybil
and that's
talked
why
about it in the
she
book.
has so much animosity towards those women. And I believe that Malia, she probably feels like she has nothing and she doesn't have long, and she wants her payback. I think she wants to pay those girls back for how they treated her. They treated her, well, we will never know what all they did to her. It's hard telling, you know? It's sad. It's sad.
Mhm.
And it's just why, and Nature Boy can't understand why she can't get along with the other women, but that's why she can't.
Oh, he
She's never,
understands. He
well,
knows. He
he
triangulates them.
yeah, he puts them against each other. And then he
Mhm.
gets mad at Malia when, you know, when she stands up for herself. Because she's sassy. She's always mouthy. And I think they don't like that about her. But I think that if she really wanted payback, I think she should have went and pressed charges for the abuse. The last thing she should have done was have went back there, because it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again, and none of them there like her. They don't like her, and
I don't think any of them like each other.
no, I think
Like maybe Aya and Efru are
yeah, I
kind
think
of
they tolerate
friends.
each other. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they've done a lot of things together. If you know what I mean.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like they have a thing, and Nature
Mhm.
Boy kind of mentioned that too the other day. It's like, get out of there! I know what you guys are in there doing, when they were in there trying to take a shower, and they were only in there like 2 minutes. So yeah, it's just crazy.
It seems like Malia is like his punching bag.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
He takes out
she.
everything on Malia.
Mm-hmm.
And when Malia was gone, it was Efru.
Yep.
Yep. Did you see how Malia came in the bedroom last night and was begging to stay only because of how she did her own family? That's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her her family, I believe that they would definitely take her back. But even though I've heard rumors that they're saying that they don't want to, I think that's only because they were probably, scared of losing her. But I'm going to be honest. Like I said, I was saying this yesterday. I don't think she needs to go back to her son. She don't need to go back to her family. I think that she needs to go straight into some kind of facility that's going to physically take care of her and take care of her mind and help get her mind back together and get her mind straight, and then also incorporate her family when it's safe to do that. I don't think that it's safe for her to go back to her family right now. I think there'd be a lot of tension. I think that Malia's not right. She's not right, and she's not ready for that. She needs to go and get help that she needs, because it's going to take a long time for her to get her mind right. And I don't think it's safe for her to be around her son right now. Does that make sense? So you guys agree with that? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. She needs help.
hmm
I think she
Clinical
should
help.
be around her family, but she should not be around her
Definitely.
son.
Yeah, I think that they need to be kind of like bought like slowly back into her, introduced back into her life, you know, and they need to like have counseling and a lot of uh I don't know, a lot of talks, because somewhere along the lines, Malia has got this in her head where she's been brainwashed for so long into believing that her family are out to get her and they don't care about her and that they never loved her. And because you've when she first went to carbonation, after she was there for a little while, you could tell how she was starting to get brainwashed and
Yeah.
starting to believe that. And even though they were calling in and saying, we love you, we love you, and we're even taking care of your baby, that how much we loved you and cared about you, and we took care of you. And So here, at the time I was, a little upset thinking, well, she's lying on them. How could she just lie on her family like that? But it's because she's been brainwashed into thinking that they don't care about her. And I think that if she could get some counseling and then incorporate some kind of family counseling, then eventually they can work out their issues. But Malia is going to need a lot of help before they can even have that family counseling. She needs to be deprogrammed. Her mind needs to. It's going to be a long road for her if she ever gets it out of there alive.
Yeah, I agree.
It's sad. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Space.
Oh, no, I was interrupting.
No. Go ahead.
Do you remember when Malia was in the hospital, how he would often sort of try to reminisce with her, not really reminiscing, he was telling her how she felt. So he'd say, remember your family felt this way about you when you were with us. Remember the good times you had here with us. Like, he constantly does that sort of attempt to implant memories into their minds about how they feel and emotions about how they currently feel about something, whether they actually feel that way or not. Like, I could see how that would affect her over time and eventually make her think her family doesn't care about her. It's sad.
Yeah.
You can only assume she didn't have a very close relationship with her family to begin with.
Well, to hear her say it, there were, I guess, she had relations with her cousin's man. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but she still forgave her, and I think that her aunt raised her and she loved her and took care of her, and this is why the cousin called in and was like, we took you in and we loved you and we raised you and took care of you. I don't understand how you're feeling like you were never loved. And
That's interesting. I didn't really know that was how she was raised, but that sort of brings up how Neytiri, her childhood with her sister. Like, she wasn't raised by both of her parents, and it
mhm.
seems like Nature Boy um, tends to make that a huge issue. Like, you weren't raised by your mom and your dad. You were raised by your grandmother. You were raised by your aunt. You were raised by your cousin. That's not good enough.
Yeah.
Because Nature Boy wasn't raised with his parents.
Right.
Right. The
And because
foster
he didn't
parents.
have siblings or anything like that. And it's making sense
No, he
now.
did. He had a brother. He had his
Really?
brother. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
said
I
He
that
heard
was
his brother.
he had a brother.
What's his name?
I
He
don't
goes
remember.
by Bishop. His last name's Bishop. Hold on, let
Hmm.
me look it up.
But he had his brother because his brother did an interview.
Leonardo.
Hmm.
Because I have him in my Facebook.
wow.
Oh,
That's news to me. I never
I
knew he
spoke
had a
to him.
brother.
I was trying to interview him, but he wanted to charge me $500. I was like,
dang.
listen here.
500 pesos? Okay.
Okay,
That's like
nigga
$5.
boy 5.0. Yeah, Leonardo.
Yeah, but
And I think
he
he
had a
goes by
brother he was
Bishop.
raised with in that foster
Yes.
home that he
Yeah.
never likes to talk about. He was raised by the concrete in the streets of Compton or wherever he said. Not Compton, the Bronx.
I don't know if you guys know Michael Myers from Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm just getting this feel. Like, like when he was young and he was locked up in an institution. And then he started coming back. He attacked his sister, started coming back and terrorizing the town. This is what I see of Nature Boy. Like a little Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Mm,
And
Yep.
Malia probably she has abandonment issues because she wasn't raised by her mother. So you know what I noticed? He gets a lot of people that are already broken. They
Yes.
right,
already have fragmented minds. They already have these traumas, these early childhood traumas, and he
right,
twists it even more.
right,
He
right.
traumatized them even more, and he uses
Mhm.
what they tell him about themselves. He uses it against them.
Yeah. And I still say that though when they go over there, they have to commit some stuff so that they can't tell on him, you know? Like they're into some stuff.
Well, I think that was one of his earlier strategies when he would have people confess to things that they did, but they perhaps didn't do. That was one of his strategies of saying, well, look, you've confessed to the world that you did X, Y, and Z. So
Mhm.
now you can't go back. And you said your family did this to you and treated you terribly. So they're not going to love you now. You talk bad about them. That's not true. So you're stuck.
Mhm. Yep. And Lisa says, Sasha, I agree with you, but let's just say he sends her on her way, which I pray he does before it's too late. But where will she go if he puts her out? She has to go. She's got to go somewhere. What I was saying is she needs to go into a facility where they can take care of her medically, like take care of her issues medically, and also work with her mind and get her mind right, because her mind is not there. She's gone. She's like a zombie. He has sucked her soul, and I don't know if she could ever get her mind back. It's going to take a lot. I think it's going to take years. When you're that far gone, it's going to take a lot of work to get her mind back, and she's really going to have to want it. And I think the only thing she's wanting is that man over there. She wants him so bad that she's putting her body and her life at risk for it. And he doesn't care about her like that. And it's sad. He'll sit and he'll make her think that he does. He'll say, I love you. I don't want to do this. I don't want to send you home. I don't want to put you back in the closet. Yeah, he does. He does. But he's scared to do that right now, probably because he knows probably one good hit of heart killer. You know, it could kill her. So I don't think I think he's maybe slapped her around. I don't think he's beat on her yet. But I think it's getting to that point. It's escalating to that point because she's getting on his nerves like she was before. He can't take her. He don't like her in that way at all. Let's see. And Lisa also says, I honestly do not believe she has brainwashed at all. I just believe she's going along with whatever he tells her to say and do only because she has no choice. It could be. I mean, could be. She knows her family cares about her. She's just doing what she needs to do in order to stay where she's at. I don't believe she's brainwashed. I don't believe in brainwashing.
I wouldn't say it's brainwashing in the traditional sense of, she doesn't have a recollection of what her life used to be. But when you're in a stressful situation, you can convince yourself of all sorts of crazy things. And when you're being abused, or even when you just really want to be with somebody, you can convince yourself that everything was different.
And they call it, let's see, what is that called? When you're addicted to another person, dependence or
codependency.
Yes, you can actually be addicted to someone as much as you can be addicted to even heroin. Like, it's
I
bad.
think that when you're, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
When you're in an abusive or toxic relationship, those highs and lows that you go through are very addictive for you to get that good feeling again. You're just waiting for it to come back.
Yeah.
So I totally believe that.
You would be willing to walk through hell with that person. You would go to hell for that person, and right back. You know what I'm saying? You would die for that person. You would kill for that person. You would defend that person. You would put your own body and life at risk for it, you know? And because it's like your whole being, your everything about you is dependent upon that person. Making however that person is feeling is how you're going to feel. You have no feelings, only what they're going through and what they're feeling at that moment is how you are allowed to feel. If they're mad, then you have to feel down. If they're happy, you're allowed to be happy. If they're sad, you have to be sad. And that's no way to live at all. That's
That's
I've read
exhausting.
about that. It's crazy.
Do
Let's
you
see.
ladies pay attention to any of the other cults that are out there?
I've read up on a whole bunch of them. I've read up and did a lot of research on Jim Jones. Um, there's this one cult that the FBI ended up. They're like cults from the past that I look up. Like I look up and research, but there's a lot out there. Even right now, there's a lot out there. I've read up on some current cults that's and some of them have people that have killed themselves. That's horrible. I was going to do a video on that. There's like, I think 13 of them that I read up on that exist today. And there's probably hundreds more that I don't even know about.
There are a lot.
Yeah.
Did you hear recently? I think it was last month, I think. The leader of Love Has Won, that cult that was based in Hawaii around the same time as Nature Boy, she passed away. She was featured on Dr. Phil about how crazy the cult was, and if you search Love Has Won on YouTube here, you'll find videos about them. I'm kind of I'm hoping that that cult breaks apart because it's so sad to hear other people who are just being used and abused.
Yeah.
Did you all hear about the girl that was in Nature Boy's cult when he first started? That she came back to the States and killed her mom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The world.
That was around the time they changed the name to Carbonation from Melanation.
Was her mom really abusive or what happened? Like I saw the video, she was somehow saying that her mom attacked her or something. Is that
with a frying pan, she said. But there hasn't been any proof of that, and her sibling did not concur with that abuse story. But
yeah,
it's sad. Now her life is down the drain just after being in Carbonation.
yeah. You know what? We don't know. I mean, all we see is what goes on that camera and what we see, what they allow us to see. We will never know. Until they're actually charged for some stuff. But we're not going to know what really goes on or what they go through or it's crazy. They found her body in Shrine. I thought that I know how many did she put her in like a shrine or something?
I think she's talking about Love Has Won. Her body was sort of preserved in a way where they did certain things to her.
Well, there's a cult in Mexico. I think it's in Mexico, or it might be in Arizona. I don't know. This is one that I was reading up on, and they're like in the cartel, and they're a cult, and they believe that by sacrificing people, that they're gonna like that their thing that it's they're gonna prosper. That their drug cartel will prosper if they keep sacrificing. You know?
They're still operating. Well, there's been so many of those.
Yeah,
It's
it's
crazy.
crazy.
But remember, well, I don't know if you remember, but Velvet said on Beagle that he wanted to sacrifice her baby, and
Hmm.
that he was telling them, listen, we need to make a sacrifice so that good things could come in, and greater things could come in. You guys are going to see, but we need a sacrifice. And there was a guy there that he brought in, and Velvet said that she believed in her heart that that guy came there to kill her baby Eliana. And then
Uh-huh.
also, Ifru, she had two, supposedly, she
Hmm.
had two abortions there, or miscarriages. And also Zoka baby, what happened to that baby? They said the baby was dead
Yep.
in her stomach.
I think we know what happened because in
Yeah,
the
I
report
think we
we
do.
know what happens.
Yep.
We know because people like that, they're the leaders of these cults. They are satanic and they're into that. They have to do that because I know a lot of people think it's crazy, but these people they're in communication with Satan. Whatever's inside of them, they are in communication with Satan. And the younger the sacrifice, the better it is. The more higher up you get. And you've been seeing Nature Boy grow here lately. We've been watching him. He went from not taking showers and looking nasty, and now he gets pampered, and now he's got a whole lot of following. He's got a lot of money, or I think he's got a lot of money. I think that whatever we saw on his cash app is just his cash app.
He
I
has
think
one
he's going to
up.
make a lot more money because he's gonna make sure the packages get sold, if you know what I mean, in code wording,
Hmm.
and everybody's looking at him different now. And that's why I've been trying to tell people don't, because he's the same person. Just because he's trying to act like he's cleaning up his image, there's a reason behind that. He's up to something. He is up to no good. Uh, let's see. But just think about it though. Nature Boy makes them repeat everything after him, right? With that being said, they better do it or else they will be punished severely. That's why I say what I said. Yeah. And Zoka, oh my gosh. And Solar, he's so dumb. I'm sorry. The way, like, she's been on my mind here lately too, because she's another one that you could just tell she ain't got no soul left in her, no spirit, and how he's like, oh yeah, I have to punish her. I mean, that's like, and then I think somebody even called in, asked him how he punishes her, and he was like, I don't really like sticking her in the corner. And it's like, well, what do you do to her? Lock her in the closet. I mean, and these women just sit there and they allow it to happen to themselves. It's crazy. Yeah, Lisa, absolutely. If Nature Boy walked Malia to a bridge right now and told her to jump, if she loved him, or either run and save her life, what do you think she would do? Trust me, she will run because she's not. I think she would jump. I think she would jump. I
I
think
think he
she,
would phrase the question differently. Jump, or I'll never see you again.
yeah.
You won't be with me again. You'll be alone. All the stuff he says to her, she'd jump. She
Hmm.
has that mindset of ride or die, which is
Yep.
toxic because
And Aya does too. Aya, Efru, she still has a little. You can tell she's she's not all the way gone yet. She's got a little fight left in her. That Efru, but she's on her way out too, though. She's about gone.
Didn't
And
she have a business and she got a degree? Like she's
Efru,
educated. Efru.
yeah,
Efru had
she
her own business and she's been to college.
and I heard her parents were sending her money for a while, like sending the money every month or something. Somebody, one of my subscribers said that. I can't remember. But at that time, but I'm not sure if they're still doing it or not. I hope they're not. But and then to hear him say it though, he never got anything from the loans or any money at all from Efru or Aya the whole time they've been there.
Right. I don't know
But
how true that
I
is.
find things hard to believe. Yeah, I find it hard to believe.
Not to mention, like Aya does make herself useful, if you're going to use that term, because he says everybody there has to have a job and be useful. And Aya cooks,
Mm-hmm.
and she seems to be kind of like his motherly sort of mother hen sort of person.
Right hand
That's about it.
man,
Right.
the
Yeah.
head for him. And even Efru, she does his hair, and Malia picks his nose, and they're all. And what does the other guys down there do for him? Like, and this is what I'm saying.
Solar's the one who brings in the women. He brought in Efru, he brought in Zoka, and he brought in another girl.
But have you noticed in that 18 meeting? Oh, what were they saying? How they were sitting there. They won't say everything, but they were like letting us know some of the things that they were up to lately. And they Nature Boy asked them about how the training and stuff was going, and I think that they're like combat training,
Yeah, he's had them doing boxing and stuff, which
and so if anybody like shows up or does anything like, or what are they going are they gonna like,
you have a bunch of malnourished, underfed men who are
yeah,
not even really training athletically, who are going to be your soldiers to fight and box people who try to apparently come to your property. Like,
I see the
it's
thing like
he's
like,
delusional.
do you think it's like another Jim Jones situation is going to end like that?
I hope it doesn't. And if it does, he's not doing himself off like that. He has too much of an ego and pride and all of that. That's not going to happen for him. But for them,
I don't think Eligio would. I think that whatever demonic thing is inside of him would. I think he would off him.
Honestly, I think that if it came to that point and he's backed against the wall, he's not going to go down by himself, and he's going to take everybody out, including himself.
Right, because whatever's in him, it would cause him to do that to himself. It would, and I think the man that he is, the selfish person that he is, all by himself, and that's not even including the demonic spirit that's inside of him. I don't believe that person would, because he likes himself too much. But that demonic entity that's inside of him, oh, he would let him take himself out real quick, because he's.
I still think that ego would take over, because that's what happens so many times with these dudes who do these sorts of demonic things. And I don't like to use that term, but so many times they just chicken out and don't do it to themselves. So inflict all sorts of harm on everybody else, and then all of a sudden they say, well, I tried to, but it didn't work, or I couldn't, or there wasn't enough time, or try to elicit sympathy.
Sometimes Nature Boy sounds like a little valley boy.
He does.
Like so preppy. I mean, like, come on. And then the next minute he's talking all gangsta. Like, come on, like you know I'm from the streets. You can't get in my business. My business and my okay.
I'm a
Well,
man.
right. Oh, he's just so frustrating.
Right.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
that's so true. In the comments, Miss V says Zoka threatened the group online that called the police on Nature Boy today.
Is it
Mhm.
what is it? Zoka. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Zoka threatened the group online that called the police on. Ooh. See, I'm telling you, they would die for him. They'd kill for him too. They would. I believe they would kill for him in a heartbeat. You see, that girl's gone. Gone, gone, gone. Her and Malia, I believe Aya. I think Sheba's still there. You can still see a glow in Sheba.
Oh yeah. You never see her.
But she looks like she looks she looks normal. She doesn't look like all the spirit is sucked out of her though. You know,
And
she
she
still
still
has the
has.
glow. She's beautiful.
Mhm.
And I hate to say it. I mean, they're all beautiful. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying that there's difference between the ones that have their soul sucked out of them, and then like the ones like Sheba, where she still looks good. Like I don't know. And then Ephraim, she kind of has a little left in her, but
Right.
it's on its way out.
Well, Sheba had job, right? So it seems to be that when people get to have kids or haven't had kids with incarnation, that they still keep their sanity. Oh, not
Yeah.
quite. Because Malia
Well,
hasn't, and neither's Aya. Scratch
and I
that theory. That doesn't work.
Sheba said that she got to see her son every day and spend time with him, but I don't believe she was. Do you? Or
No, I
I
don't
don't
believe
believe
she
she
was.
was.
No, because that little boy looks lost. He looks
Yeah,
lost. He's always looking around like he's in a trance. Like, no.
yeah. But he was smiling when she came back though. Did you see that?
Hmm.
He looked happy there for a second.
He's cute. He's adorable
Yeah,
little
he's
boy.
adorable.
Hmm.
He's adorable. And so is Velvet's little one. She's beautiful. She's shit. That little girl. She's got some lungs on her though,
Right.
but
Nature
she's like
Boy has strong genes because you could see
yeah,
his face on all of his kids.
yeah, yeah. That's true. Well, you guys, we've been going on for almost 2.5 hours. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. But I just want to let you guys know that if you guys want to do that, like maybe on Mondays, where like I read your questions or comments or your stories. If you guys want to write to me on into my email here, I'll put it up here. And then on Monday, I won't tell who you are. I won't give your name, but I'll just read it. And if it's a question, I'll answer your question. Or if it's your story, I'll tell your story. Let me put it up here. Okay. Did you already? Are you still there?
Hmm.
Space.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still here.
I saw that and I was like, oh, she already got down. Um, oh, I know. Alexa says, "Hey Sasha, I can't believe Velvet is in Puerto Rico. I left the tea video to come straight here when I found out in comments, and they say you got the tea spill. I can't believe she's in there either. Or went back there. I can't. Like even Chi Chi here, she's like in disbelief. Like we're trying to figure out how it's going on, how it happened.
Yeah, I'm shell shocked.
Yeah, all of us are.
Well, I appreciate getting the chance to talk to you both. I'm gonna head out, and I hope
I
you two have a
know.
wonderful
Faith.
night.
Thank you. Thank you for coming up. I'm glad
Yes.
to
No problem.
talk to you. I'm glad to
Bye.
talk to you again, Chi Chi.
Yes. Nice to talk with both of you tonight.
Yeah.
Really good.
I have your email, so the next time I go, or no, you have my email.
Okay.
But I'll let you know somehow the next time I go live. And if you want to come up next time, you can. If you don't, that's okay too. But
Okay.
I love having you up. I really
Yeah.
do.
It's been a
And I
pleasure.
love having Space up. But she's always in the comments, but I've never got to talk to her.
Okay.
So I'm glad. All right.
All right. Good
Thank
night.
you. Have a great night, everybody.